The Wendigo, a mythological creature. The word Wendigo roughly means the evil spirit who devours mankind. In 1960, a German explorer translated the word as cannibal. The Wendigo has been described as a demon or an evil winter spirit that takes over humans who have committed the sin of cannibalism, selfishness, and gluttony. It's been described in many ways, but they all have common traits. They are said to be giant, up to 15 feet tall, and monstrous in appearance. They are humanoid creatures that look gaunt with pale or ash-gray skin pulled tightly over the bones. Their eyes are often sunken in but glow. They're known to have missing toes and fingers, long, jagged, yellowed teeth, and long tongues. They are either bald or have white hair matted with blood. They are also known to give off the foul scent of death and decay and will let out a loud, terrifying shriek before lunging at their prey. Their hands are also long and bony, with sharp claws at the ends of their fingers. It's sometimes said their claws are made of ice. It's also been said their whole bodies are covered in a sheet of ice or that their hearts are coated in ice, making it difficult to kill a Wendigo but not impossible. You will see many pictures of a stag skull or antlers, but this is actually a very rare description of these creatures in their history. It's not common to see its stag horns, though it has been reported at least a few times by witnesses. They're legends in Native Americans from the Algonquian tribes. The same, or similar creatures, have been found in other cultures of Native Americans, such as the Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi tribes. The creatures of legend might have different names in these tribes, but they all have disturbingly similar characteristics to the Wendigo. It has been seen in the colder regions of the United States and Canada, such as the forests of Minnesota, the Great Lakes region of Ontario, and other central regions of Canada. There's even a cave system in Ontario, Canada, near Lake Mamigwes called the Cave of the Wendigo, where there have been numerous sightings. They're said to be evil winter spirits or demons, but they can also be cursed humans. It's believed strongly in the Algonquian cultures that the punishment for thoughts or acts of cannibalism, selfishness, and greed can result in someone turning into one. Some lore states the human will be encased in ice and will sit where the heart should be. An important part of the lore is its insatiable appetite for human flesh. Much like a zombie, it never stops hunting for food and is never satisfied or full. The Wendigo enjoys the hunt and will sometimes play with its food. With every meal it's told that it grows bigger, making it even less likely it will ever be satisfied with the amount eaten. It's said the only warning you get is the shriek it lets out before it attacks you, but even with the warning, it's often too late. It's rare anybody escapes from this creature, but those who have will go mad. The Swift Runner Incident. During the 1800s through to the 1920s, there was an influx in Wendigo sightings around Kenoraine, Ontario, Canada, and Rosisu, northern Minnesota. One of these instances included the case of a Native American trapper named Swift Runner in Canada. In the winter of 1878 to 1879, Swift Runner and his family held up in their cabin for the winter, and it's reported they were close to starvation. The first one to be eaten was Runner's eldest son. However, it was never stated if he died of natural causes or if he was murdered. After the first consumption of human flesh, it was said Runner turned greedy with the hunger of human flesh. He reportedly killed his wife and 5 other children to consume their bodies for the remainder of the winter. When winter was over and Runner returned to town for supplies, they found out what he had done. The town and authorities didn't believe his excuse for starvation, as a supply outpost was just 25 miles from his home, and he could have easily made a trip to the outpost when the weather broke and bought supplies. He was said to have suffered from Wendigo psychosis and was executed by the authorities for his crimes. Wendigo psychosis is described as a culture-based disorder of the Algonquian tribes that involves an immense craving for human flesh. This occurs even when other food is available or provided. This psychosis also includes the intense fear of turning into a cannibal. So if you're ever in the middle of nowhere and hear screaming, run. Like and subscribe.